What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Of course, my name is Joel Nalchin, and as you know, we're reading the book The Law of Success. And today, we're reading Every Mind, both a broadcasting and a receiving station. This is a new topic since we're on the mastermind of the book. And as you may know, that the last video we were talking about air and ether, and how ether is this sort of energy that is filled throughout the entire universe, even in the suns and planets, and it's everywhere. So yeah, we're on to Every Mind, both a broadcasting and a receiving station. So let's go on to read it. This author has proved times too numerous to enumerate, to his own satisfaction at least, that every human brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for vibrations of thought frequency. If this theory should turn out to be a fact, and methods of reasonable control should be established, imagine the part it would play in the gathering, classifying, or organizing of knowledge. The possibility, much less the probability, of such a reality staggers the mind of a man. Thomas Paine was one of the great minds of the American Revolutionary period. To him, more, perhaps, than to any other one person, we owe both the beginning and the happy ending of the revolution. For it was his keen mind that both helped in drawing up the Declaration of Independence and in persuading the signers of that document to translate it into terms of reality. In speaking of the source of his great storehouse of knowledge, Paine thus described it: any person who has made observations on the state of progress of the human mind by observing his own cannot but have observed that there are two distinct classes of what are called thoughts, those that we produce in ourselves by reflection and the act of thinking, and those that bolt into the mind of their own accord. I have always made it a rule to treat these voluntary visitors with civility, taking care to examine, as well as I was able, if they were worth entertaining. And it is from them I have acquired most all the knowledge that I have. Next page. As to learning that any person gains from school education, it serves only like a small capital to put him in the way of beginning learning for himself afterwards. Every person of learning is finally his own teacher, the reason for which is that principles cannot be impressed upon the memory. The place of mental residence is the understanding, and they are never so lasting as when they begin by conception. In the foregoing words, Paine, the great American patriot and philosopher, described an experience which at one time or another is the experience of every person. Who is there so unfortunate as not to have received positive evidence that thoughts and even complete ideas will pop into the mind from outside sources? What means of conveyance is there for such visitors except the ether? Ether fills the boundless space of the universe. It is the medium of conveyance for all known forms of vibration such as sound, light, and heat. And can you believe that millions of vibrations can actually create heat? I never knew that. Why should it not be also the medium of conveyance of the vibration of thought? Every mind or brain is directly connected with every other brain by means of the ether. Every thought released by any brain may be instantly picked up and interpreted by all other brains that are in rapport with the sending brain. This author is as sure of this fact as he is that the chemical formula, as we know, H2O, will produce water. Imagine, if you can, what a part this principle plays in every walk of life. Nor is the probability of ether being a conveyor of thought from mind to mind the most astounding of its performances. It is the belief of this author that every thought vibration released by any brain is picked up by the ether and kept in motion in circuitous wavelengths, corresponding in length to the intensity of the energy used in their release, that these vibrations remain in motion forever, that there are one of the two sources from which thoughts which pop into one's mind emanate. The other source being direct and immediate contact through the ether, with the brain releasing the thought vibration. Thus, it will be seen that if this theory is a fact, the boundless space of the whole universe is now and will continue to become literally a mental library wherein may be found all the thoughts released by mankind. The author here is laying the foundation for one of the most important hypotheses enumerated in the lesson, self-confidence, a fact that the student should keep in mind as he approaches that lesson. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this lesson because I'm pretty sure you guys have learned a lot, and so did I. And this is actually part 1 of this topic, which, as I said, is every mind both a broadcasting and a receiving station. So in the next video, I'll show you part 2, which is not going to be too long, between 3 to 4 minutes, and this is just the finishing up of that topic. So I'll see you in the next video, and I hope you had a great time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.